We could be witnessing history in Scottish football this season. I said it in one of my videos the other day, I hate filming at this time of the year, especially at the turn of the clocks changing to winter time and stuff, because everywhere's so dark and it's so hard to film, and actually kind of spooky down here by Brechin Cathedral. One of my favourite facts about Brechin is the football team is Brechin City FC. This place only has a population of around 7,000 people, yet it's considered a city because of the cathedral that's down there that I'd love to show you, but a little bit dark and scary down there just now. But I have been there before, so check out my other Brechin video. There you go, Brechin goes back 1,000 years. Now, like I mentioned down there, I have actually made a Brechin video before. I've never seen a game at Brechin, amazingly enough, down the years. But today's an interesting video because there's no team that has ever been relegated from the SPFL that has ever come back up. Firstly, we've made a lot of Lowland League videos. Look at the Lowland League table. Not only have none of the teams ever come back, but they don't even really look close to, specifically in the Lowland League. Look at teams like East Stirlingshire and Berwick Rangers, Albion Rovers and Cowden Beef, and even Gretna, you could argue, former league club. They're a Phoenix club of the old one, but they're not even in the top half. They're in, I think, the bottom 7 or 8, those cluster of teams. Old traditional good league clubs that have really struggled since they've gone down to the Lowland League. But you look at the Highland League and look at Brechin, they are absolutely flying just now, and if they win the league this season, they could conceivably win the playoffs and then become the first team to ever get relegated from and then promoted to again the SPFL. Brechin did actually win the Highland League last season, but they lost out in the playoffs against Spartans, who then beat Albion Rovers to get into League 2. So they've already won the Highland League, they missed out in the playoffs. If it was just promotion, if it was just that champions just got promotion automatically, they'd be back already. But yeah, the playoff system, which we've spoken about ad nauseum on this channel before, yeah, makes it harder for teams to get up. But yes, first game at Brechin. Will they become the first club to get relegated from and then promoted to the SPFL? Let's go and find out.
The cats get fed. There's
Are these like local cats who live in the houses, or do they actually live?
No, they live here. They live here.
They live here.
4 cats, yeah.
There can't be many grounds in Scotland.
One of the main jobs is to make sure there's cat food for them.
Oh really?
Yeah. And look, you can see well fed.
They're very well fed. Is it a girl, boys?
There is a farm. There's 4 of them.
Yeah, there's 4 of them.
There used to be 1.
And what's this one called?
I think that could be Dolly, but
Dolly.
I'm not sure.
I thought they'd all be named
Dolly.
after legends of the club.
I'm Darren Taylor, Commercial Director at Brechin City Football Club.
And so you're back at Brechin. This is your first week?
Yeah,
back,
started back on Monday there, so yeah.
Could you just explain your journey from when you were first here to now?
Yeah, I was part of the management team 10, 11 years ago under Ray McKinnon and Grant Johnson, who Grant's now the Vice Chairman of the club. And we were the coaching staff for around 3 seasons. And then Raymond moved on to Raith Rovers, Grant and myself joined him. And then it took us to Dundee United, Morton, Falkirk and Queen's Park.
And it's been quite an interesting few years, to say the least, for Brechin. There's been a lot of ups and downs and stuff. And
absolutely.
They've won the Highland League, which is right there.
Yeah.
Yet they didn't go up last season.
Frustrating, yeah.
Yeah, what are your thoughts on the pyramid system itself? Because I take it with Brechin, they never wanted it to be open, otherwise they'd go down. But then they did go down. So now surely as a club they're more open to it being opened up.
Absolutely, yeah. I think whatever side of the fence you're sitting on, you have a preference. When you're in the SPFL, you certainly don't want to leave it, and then when you do go down, unfortunately, you want to get yourself back up. And
has it been a sort of interesting? I know you're only just back, but for the club in general, has it been an interesting sort of novelty to come down and play different teams?
Yeah, I mean, I've followed the journey from afar, but I'm obviously here now. But certainly. Yeah, I think the novelty would have been okay at the time. When you first go down, there's the disappointment of being there, and then you're going to new places and welcoming new people. You want to get out there as quick as you can, to be fair. And unfortunately, we've kind of fallen at the final hurdles. So, listen, 3rd year lucky. It's
actually really interesting being back here. When I actually first and only ever came to Brechin, it was during COVID, where there was like pretty much no football on, but if it was your job, you could move about. And I remember coming to Angus to do like a series of videos about the teams in Angus. At that point, Brechin was still a league club, but they're now a Highland League club. But you can tell from the ground that it's a ground that belongs in the top 4 leagues. Like, you got the world's most famous hedge over there. That hedge is world renowned in Scottish football. Everybody knows about it, and it's such a nicely well kept stadium as well. I'm pretty sure the capacity is like 4,000 to 5,000, but you got that lovely stand over there. There aren't too many grounds in the Highland League that are like this. We've been to a lot of Highland League grounds. We're most recently up at Strathspey Thistle, and that is a lot more non-leaguey than this. I'd say this is more like a league stadium that I would usually go to. Look at how nicely well kept it is. Really cool stadium, but will they reach the SPFL again soon? Got my coffee, firing up the laptop to start editing. I've never had this before at a ground. What are you doing? Mate, enjoy. Bob, you're a huge Brechin fan. Yep. You've seen Brechin play for many years. How has it been as a fan watching them go from the SPFL to the Highland League?
Very sad, devastating.
But has it been a bit of a novelty playing different teams? Because in League 2 you play every team 4 times. There's only 10 teams in the league.
Yeah, that's good that way. Seen different teams going up to different grounds as well.
But you'd rather be in the SPFL?
Yeah.
And can you see a way in which Brechin get back in the next couple of years, even maybe this season?
I hope so.
Hopefully.
They should.
And obviously you won the league last year, but you missed out on the playoffs, so that must have been a tough day for you as well.
Yeah, it was really bad. Really tough to take.
But playing Keith today, Keith aren't doing well this season. Are you expecting a lot of goals tonight? Bit of action?
I'd be happy with 4 or 5.
Amazing. Bob, enjoy the game. Goalkeeping error, I wasn't even expecting it, he went to kick it out. The keeper just kicked it straight out to one of the Keith players. Big error, and it is 1-1. Yeah! Literally from kickoff. 2-1. 2 or 3 passes from kickoff, and they're ahead again. Grady McGrath, remember the name. It's a proper Highland tackle, that one.
Come on, legs up, City!
There you go, Fraser. There you go. Oh, you're lucky.
I don't know what's the filling of the pies and the sausage rolls, but it's like square sausage, like lawn sausage within a sausage roll. Never had anything like it before, but these are up there with the best I've ever had. I do believe this is where Rangers played their first game in the 4th tier when they got put down the divisions. They were building their way back. I'm sure this is where they first played their first game. And also, Kelty Hearts beat Brechin to reach the SPFL. So when Brechin lost their place and got relegated, it was Kelty who beat them in the playoff and reached League 2. They were in League 2, they're now in League 1. That's Craig Levine. He's just left. He wasn't like the manager here. I think he was like technical director maybe. And he's now St Johnstone manager, but he's left Brechin here, who now have a new manager, Gavin Price, who I actually interviewed when he was at Elgin a couple of years ago. Darwin Núñez on loan from Liverpool to be the left back of Keith at the moment in the Highland League. So we've got a statue of Braveheart as well. Look at this. And here it is, football's most famous hedge. Look at that. So you're a Brechin fan. How's things been in the Highland League rather than League Two? He's got the giggles. You don't know? What's the score going to be today?
4-1.
4-1. And who do you prefer, Brechin or Man United?
Brechin.
Now, usually a sponsor of a football club would want their logo on top of the main stand or top of the stand behind the goal or something like that. Do you know what I mean? But here, you get your sponsorships put on edge. Hang about. Floodlights have gone out. We're Brechin City, we'll play in the dark. Look, it's all dark over there as well. The lights are on up there, the lights are on in there. No floodlights, obviously. No lighting in that stand. So do you reckon the game will carry on or what?
Hopefully.
You don't reckon?
Hopefully, but
They will. Yeah, we've played in this before.
Oh, that one's trying. So's this one. Right, I think we're all back on now. Ready to start again. As you play for Brechin Youth, right? So you're the future stars of Brechin Football Club.
Hopefully.
How do you think they're getting on this season?
Good. Won nearly every single game, one draw. I think it was against Huntley.
Unbeaten at the moment. Do you think they'll get promoted back to the SPFL?
Hopefully.
Hopefully. It's hard with the playoffs.
Got close last season.
Good ball. Oh, what a save. He's had a great game, the keeper. That's it. Another 3 points.
Well,
I last spoke to you when you were the Elgin manager a couple of years ago.
Yeah.
You've taken over at Brechin after, obviously, the guys running it here have gone on to St Johnstone.
Yeah.
Was it quite an attractive proposition to you to take over a team that were unbeaten in the league?
It's not normal. You go into a club that that in the opposite of how it normally transpires. This team that's been struggling, you get the job. So no, it's good coming into a good squad. It's a club I know well because I've had a couple of spells here as a player, and yeah, speaking to the guys that are running the club, the board of directors, the committee, it's a really positive place to be and something that's quite exciting. So I'm really looking forward to it.
And obviously you played here when Brechin were a league club. Do you see Brechin as a league club? And no, obviously they're in the Highland League just now, but the facilities, the stadium, the fans, the history, like they belong in the top four leagues.
There's no doubt that's the remit, and it's got to be the aim for Brechin City. It's what everybody that's it's not just the players and the manager. The club is so driven towards achieving that goal, and that's what the things that really attracted me about coming here. It's a real feel-good factor in terms of doing that, and we'll give it our best to make sure it happens.
I'm sure you want to put your own stamp on the team as well, but obviously they have been playing well this season. Is there much to change, or you keep things largely the same?
You don't fix a lot of things that are not broken, and there's tweaks here and there that I can see in the last couple of games, but generally speaking, it's a good squad. Can we add a wee bit more depth to it? Can we add a wee bit more quality as we go on? And that's the aim for any manager, whether I'm sure Andy would be trying to do that just now if he was still here. You're always trying to improve. So
yep.
That's the goal. Get in, get to know the boys better. It's only been a couple of days of one training session in the game tonight, so it's difficult, but I'm really impressed with the sort of the standard and more importantly the attitude of the team.
Amazing. Good luck.
Good man.
Wouldn't it be amazing if in a year or two's time we can see Brechin back in the SPFL? They're obviously a club with the structure and the stature and stuff that sort of belong to be a league club. You're only where you are because of results, I get that, but you look at Brechin compared to some other non-league teams that I visit, and yeah, they're sort of structure and the facilities and stuff are just a cut above what you normally see, I suppose, at this level. Yeah, you only are where you are because of results, but I just wish it was more open. I just wish like the Highland League champions would just go up. I wish the Lowland League champions would just go up. Say this year East Kilbride finish unbeaten in the Lowland League, Brechin finish unbeaten in the Highland League. One of them's still not going to go up because they've got to play each other, and then they're going to have to play like whoever finishes bottom of League 2, which at the moment is Clyde. So it's a weird old system. It still needs a lot of work to make sure the teams get what they deserve in terms of promotion and stuff. But Brechin, really cool club. I'm sure they're going to want to rise back up through the leagues at some point eventually. It wasn't that long ago they were in the Championship. They're now in the Highland League. So quite a slide down. Let's hope we can see them going back up again soon. A huge thank you for watching. A huge thank you to Brechin for today. I had an amazing time. If you're ever in and around this area, make sure you go and see Brechin play just for the hedge alone. I'm going to leave a couple of videos on screen. One will be Highland League. One will be top league, big football match. So yeah, bit of a choice between the two. One's Highland League, one's some huge match. I'm not sure what right now, but depending on what you fancy, please do click on one. Thank you so much, and goodbye.